Hello there, YouTube. This is the Rogue Gem Player, and I'm coming at you with a new deck profile. It's going to be Ninjas for the new February format. This is by no means competitive in any way, shape, or form, but it does have some elements of it, but it's mostly just a fun deck that you can kind of put together pretty cheaply, or at least most of it pretty cheaply, mostly because the cards have either been reprinted or it's all in one set, Shadows of Valhalla. So, let's get right into it. So we're going to start with 3 copies of Ninja Grandmaster Hanzo. He's your main normal summon in the deck, and he's your key to basic play starter. If you open just him, he can still do stuff. There's more than enough cards in the deck to do all kinds of things. But he's mainly in there because he works really well with Upstart. Golden Ninja. You discard a trap to summon a level 4 lower ninja from deck and special summon it in face up or face down defense. You summon Hanzo, you get to search a ninja, because when Hanzo special summon, you get to search a ninja, as long as it's not itself. The only other level 4 is 2 yellow ninja. I don't really like this card all that much. It's mainly because when he's summoned, you get to summon a level 4 lower ninja from your hand. The problem is that it landlocks you to just playing ninjas from the extra deck, and sometimes you really need your extra deck in order to do stuff. So generally it's the card you play last in most combos if you end up using it in any of those. So there's problems here and there. And that's all of the level 4s for the most part. We then play 3 copies of Jogan. The reason why you play him is that you reveal an Ninjutsu art card to special summon him from hand. You don't really play him as a scale, mainly because he's a ninja that you can summon with basically no tribute, so it's a 2k beater. It gives you piercing, it does piercing damage, and then if you put in the scale, it gives all your ninjas piercing, in case you didn't know. So, it's Link fodder. It could have been used for Galaxy Tomahawk before, but maybe you can use other things. We're then playing 1 Kagan. I don't like the triple Kagan build with duplication. It's just, it's kind of one of those cases where you have to basically not open any of them. And sometimes you get problems. So I'm just playing the 1 because we're playing a Soul Day, so. And then the other one-ofs are Red Dragon Ninja. When it's summoned, you get to banish a ninja or ninjutsu art to look at 1 set card your opponent controls and reveal it. You can then return it to either the top or bottom of the deck. So basically, you summoning it allows you to spin a card to the top or bottom of the opponent's deck as long as it's set. 1 dragon, Black Dragon Ninja, big beat stick that can be summoned, and it's a ninja, so it can be protected by the field spell. And then 1 Getsuga the Shogun. I'm not too focused on it, but it is something that's there. So, and then, so that's all the ninjas. We are playing a small Shaddoll component in the form of 1 Hedgehog, 1 Squamata, and 1 Beast. Mainly because it's a small engine that only can be crammed down to only 6 cards in the main. So 1 of each of these. You can add more. You can make the engine bigger if you'd like, but if you go second, you open up Shaddoll Fusion, then you can at least make a play. So, and it's free deck thinning. So, for spells, to go with the Shaddoll component, it's the 3 Shaddoll Fusion. You open this, you can summon Winda and sit on it, because you can only special summon once a turn after it's on the field. So it gives you the ability to do all kinds of things. So yeah, there's that. So to get to the Ninjutsu arts, we're going to start with 3 copies of the Hidden Village of Ninjutsu arts. Recurs your stuff and protects your monsters, or at least the ninja monsters, from all kinds of things. So it's best to keep that in mind. Double terraforming, you need to get to it. And sometimes you need to get that. You can use Notebook to get to the field spell, but this is better because you don't actually have to. So, 3 copies of Ninjutsu Art of Notebook, because its consistency gives you access to any ninjutsu art you want, whether it's the spells or the traps. It can allow you to ditch the dead high levels out of your hand, because you don't really want to summon the high levels from your hand. You want to summon them from the deck in the ninjutsu transformation. And then gets Getsuga in the graveyard for later for reborn plays and stuff like that. We're playing 2 alchemy, 3's too many in this case, because you don't want to destroy your field spell, and sometimes if you play 3, you'll open multiples and then be forced to blow up the field spell when you don't need to. So, and then for the Isolde, we're playing 1 sort of deep-seated. You send it, you know, it's the best 1 single equipped spell, because if you open with it, you can still link and still make your plays. Okay, and usually you're shuffling your deck multiple times after shuffling it back anyway, so you generally never see it afterwards. 1 Rhoda, 1 Dark Hole, 1 Reborn. Make that as you will. So that's all the spells. A lot of spells for a deck like this. And then for traps, it's just 5. It's 3 transformation. We run only 2 targets for it, but you want to be able to open with it, and it's a trap you can send off the upstart. 1 duplication and 1 shadow ceiling. For the extra deck, it's up to your interpretation, but there are 3 Link monsters you should be playing, and that is at least 2 copies of Ninja Grandmaster Saizo, because it requires 2 ninjas, it's 2k. Sets a ninjutsu art once a turn, and then as long as it's pointing to something, it can't be targeted for an attack, and it also cannot be targeted by card effects as long as it's pointing to something. So you summon something like a Getsuga or even one of the low levels, as long as it's on the field, pretty much this card won't be touched. So, and then the 1 Isolde, you kind of have to play this, definitely. It's too much of a requirement in this case. It gives you too much advantage. You can add the Getsuga for later turns if you have to. Keeps giving you more advantage. And then 1 Wee Witch Apprentice. The amount of darks in this deck are pretty significant. Akashic, Underclock Taker for the rest of the Link 2s. And then for Link 3s, 1 Curious. There's just enough types to be able to allow this, and this can win you games just because you can dump anything and then add it back when it gets destroyed. 1 Decode. I gave Dragon because it's the only generic Link 4 that I own currently. Mainly because I didn't really bother picking up the expensive Link 4s at the time, and trading for stuff like that is kind of a pain, because either everyone has only 1, or they don't have any, or they're not trading their extra copies. And then 1 Winda, 1 Grista for the Shaddoll Fusion plays, because Red Dragon is a fire, so you can play that. And then for rank 4s, Blade Armor, Dark Rebellion, Cowboy, and Maestro, because they're the only ones, the best ones I own currently. So that's the deck. Like I said, this is just it's something you can take to your locals and have a little fun with. You can make the anti-spell fragrance build with Dark Smorg. I don't particularly I'm a big fan of that. So it's up to your interpretation. So hope you guys liked the video. Comment, rate, subscribe, and see you guys next time. Bye.